Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing a reading vlog of the 72-hour Smut Den Readathon. Before we get into anything bookish, however, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what was the last smutty book you read, and if you don't read smut, then tell me why you're boring. I'm just kidding, honestly. Everybody likes what they like, everybody dislikes what they like, no shame. But in this case, I am going to be partaking in a 72-hour readathon for the Smut Den. This is hosted by a collection of wonderful ladies who are a part of the late night crew of reading sprints. All of them will be linked in the description down below. I highly recommend going to follow them. This readathon has two spinner wheels. You have a light side and a dark side. Personally, I'm going to go more for the light side because I am a contemporary romance reader, but I love the excuse to read nothing but romance for an entire weekend. Thank you. For some reason my laptop sounded like it was trying to take off, but it finally chilled out. I'm gonna make this interesting by having no idea what I'm reading going into this. Basically, I'm gonna be doing the spins as I go. So like I mentioned, here's the spinner wheel. This is the light side, and there are many different tropes on here. Basically, whatever trope you spin, you have to find a book to match said trope. I'm gonna put out there right now, there are two of these that if I spin, we're ignoring it, because there is no way I'm gonna have any book on my TBR that will match either of these. Those are Age Gap and Regency. I know for a fact nothing on my TBR has either of those in it. I have a list of possibilities in my journal of the books that I would like to read for this, and for pretty much every one of them they can account for 2 to 3 prompts. With that being said, there are a couple of prompts on here which I only have one book for. I don't have anything else in the chamber. I don't know what else I could do. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, because honestly I'm already 20 minutes behind. I got fake dating / marriage of convenience. So, well, I don't have any marriage of convenience, but I do have some fake dating. Okay, so fake dating. I have a few options. First, Fake It Till You Bake It, which is also the only book I have that could count for sports, which makes me a little hesitant to pick it. On the opposite side, I also have Yes and I Love You by Ronnie Lauren, which I own physically. I could also get the audiobook of this one. So, okay, you know what? I think we're gonna go with Yes and I Love You. Let me go grab that. Okay, so like I said, Yes and I Love You by Ronnie Lauren. It's basically following this woman who has an online internet personality, and her boss tells her that one day, hey, you need to come out of the shadows, admit that you are this actual personality, and she's terrified of doing that because she has terrible social anxiety. However, she ends up meeting this actor guy, and I'm pretty sure they end up fake dating. He is supposed to help her overcome her anxiety, and then in return, her internet personality is gonna help him gain some fame. I think that's what's happening here. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. This is actually probably the longest one on my TBR right now. It's 378 pages. I've been wanting to pick this up. I've been very anticipating this book. It was actually my most anticipated read on my May TBR, so this gives me an excuse, and I'm gonna shut up and stop talking now so I can hop on to reading sprints and actually start reading. A concept.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
This is my third time of attempting to film this update. It has been very chaotic between my nephew, who apparently I am, instead of going to work, helping to babysit for the day. Totally fine, just wasn't expecting it. And then my dog, who is kind of scared of my nephew because he is very loud, obviously, because he's a 2-year-old. It freaks her out, so I'm gonna try to get through this really quickly while I don't have him. Anyway, I've not gotten nearly as much read as I would have liked to because of helping to take care of my nephew, but I am currently at page 128. I am really enjoying this. The main characters are both neurodiverse in different ways. Holland, our female main character, has Tourette's as well as anxiety. Well, Jasper, our hero, has ADHD. He is a previous foster kid and works for a improv group. However, his more official job is a barista at this coffee shop within the building that Holland works. Holland is this entertainment reviewer personality called Miss Poppy. Holland loves her job because it is purely writing. She does not have to show her face. Nobody knows who she really is until, of course, her boss basically says, hey, in order to keep up with competition, we want this to change from a written medium to a video style. Jasper, who is a improv king and loves the character of Miss Poppy, when he finds out that she is this person, he agrees to help her out and try to get better about her confidence, improving, playing off people, and basically just improve her video presence in return for a honest review of his improv group, which he's trying to turn into a full-time lucrative business. So far, I've really enjoyed this. There's been a good few cute moments, there's been some funny moments, and there's been some lines I really enjoyed. Yes, I'm also officially tabbing my first romance book, which is a whole different process to tabbing other books I've done in the past. So that's new to me, but I'm really enjoying the process thus far. I do think it's helping me pay more attention to like the cute developing moments between the two characters and how their relationship is slowly improving. I'm really enjoying that. It's been very adorable so far. I've just found both of them incredibly engaging as main characters, and they each have their own side plots between her business and his business, which I'm equally as invested in. So the fact that they're then helping one another has me even more invested in the story and their relationship. Basically, across the board, I'm having a great time with this. I think so far I actually could probably liken this to Emily Henry, Maisie Eddings also, and then who else? I had somebody else in my head. I don't remember now. I am enjoying this a lot. I also have the audiobook, so hopefully I can truck through a good more of this today. Like I said, I'm helping to babysit my nephew instead of going to work, which is nice. I do have a esthetician appointment this afternoon, so anyway, that's all I have for now. Like I said, this has taken me 3 tries to get filmed, but I finally did it. So, haha. I'm gonna go. Bye.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt.
Hi friends,
this way.
it is 5:30 on Friday and I have nearly finished this. I am at page 314 out of 378 and I am freaking loving this. Not 100% sure, have not finished it, but I don't think there's gonna be a third act conflict. I'm not positive, but I actually thought what we'd been leading up to for the past 30 pages, I thought that was gonna be the third act conflict, but it's not. They like actually sat down and talked it out and like we're completely honest with one another and like, wow, I'm really impressed. If there does end up being a third act conflict later into the story, I think it might have to do with an additional trope that ended up popping up in this. I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna say because like, I think it's more impactful if you don't know what's coming. There's another big name romance trope that happens in this. Wasn't expecting it. No, was not a big fan, but I will admit, I really love both our main characters. I'm very invested in both of their main plot lines. I'm so here for this book. I'm enjoying it so much. Also, y'all, the freaking smut. This is spicy as shit. 4 chili peppers right now. It is so good. We've had like maybe 3 smut scenes at this point, and even whenever there's like a we're gonna hop in right at the end, she still basically gives you like a summary of what they did, which like, wow. Thank you, Ronnie Lauren, for that. You know what a girl wants. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say to you because I am just loving this so much. I am determined to finish
finish this in like the next few hours, and then I will spin the wheel and we will hop on to the next book. I don't know what it's gonna be. I have that stack over there. I also have my arc that I need to get to. We shall see. I would love to get like 3 books read over this entire weekend. That would be amazing. I don't know if that's gonna happen though, but I will say I do think I'm gonna try and stay up like really late tonight to get a lot read because I just want to. I've been like off and on reading this all day anytime I get the chance. I've also just been putting a headphone in, and if no one's talking to me, I'm not doing anything important, bam, like it is playing. I'm enjoying this immensely, and I cannot wait to dive into more of Ronnie Lauren's work because I know there is a second book in this series that follows Holland's new friend she makes at her job, and then I think a 3rd book is coming out actually. So Ronnie Lauren may have just put herself up as a new fave romance author. We shall see how this ending goes. I really hope this doesn't have a 3rd act conflict that's in relation to their relationship. Good wording, Nat. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I spoke too fucking soon. I shouldn't have said anything. I did this to myself. Fucking Jasper.
Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Wow, this lighting makes me look so red, but I am watching some sprints for the readathon. I just thought I'd check in with you guys. I officially finished out Yes and I Love You by Ronnie Lauren. Oh my god, I loved this. I was wrong, there was a 3rd act conflict, but I greatly appreciate the fact that it did not come about because of miscommunication. If anything, it came about because of healthy communication and just the natural progression of where the story was going. I mean, obviously there is like a wrench that got tossed in, but I think tossing it in did actually work out pretty well. The ending grand gesture moment, oh my god, it was so cute, and this is gonna be like a very niche comment. They pulled a Mallrats, like Ronnie Lauren pulled a Mallrats ending, and I love that.
What did you do? When I walked away, did you make any effort to repair that breach? No, you just ran off and cried on the shoulder of Bumble the Boy Wonder over there.
Boy Wonder? I'm all man, lady.
I love it so much. I mean, there wasn't a obnoxious Brody to make everything ridiculously inappropriate, which, I mean, that's a shame, but I still loved it. I loved it a ton. This was fantastic. This has to be like a 4.5, maybe even a 5-star book. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. The character work throughout was just fantastic. The natural progression and development of both of the characters, their plots, and the way they converged together, the way they affected one another, it was all just so wonderfully done. I had a fun time. It was very funny. It was very spicy. Like, oh my god, so good. I'm glad I finally got around to reading this one. And the second book I know follows Andy, who is Holland's new friend. Okay, so 1 book down. I actually ended up finishing this while I was taking Faith on a walk. So with that, I went ahead and spun the wheel on my phone. I have a little screen recording for you guys so you can see I'm not lying when I say that I got Bodyguard, and of course I only had 1 book that fit that, and it was Girl Gone Viral, which thankfully I picked up from the library, and I also automatically had downloaded the audiobook just in case this popped up, because this is one that was not on my TBR for the month, naturally. But with that being said, it's a continuation of a series. I think this is called the Modern Love series by 𝗖cie RH. I know this one is following Katrina, I believe her name is, and she is like the silent partner of the dating app that Rhiannon from the first book has created. Since it's a bodyguard romance, she is falling in love with her bodyguard, who she feels awkward about being interested in because he is her employee and she has known him for many, many years. I also appreciate that this is alternate perspective as well. I definitely think that our love interest, what's his name, Jazz, also has feelings for her. I just don't think he wants to admit it. Katrina is struggling with her mental health. I think it is commented that she had anxiety disorder. She also has PTSD. Jazz is an ex-military man, and I believe he got injured because of somebody else's defiance of orders, and that person is up for parole here soon, and he feels very angry about that because it seems like this man is just going to go back to living his life fairly easily, and it's gonna just
I'll go back to normal while he's still walking around with mental and physical scars from this event. Anyway, I have started into this one because I was listening to the audiobook about 38 pages in. Also, it very much throws me off that this is a hardcover. There's 383. Both of the first two books are like the longest ones. How did that work out? That's it for now. I'm gonna officially shut up so I can actually read for this sprint and work on this one. Like I said, I'm probably gonna try and stay up a little late tonight so I can get a decent amount read. That sounds like a good plan to me. Hi friends, so it is Saturday, it's 1 o'clock, and I've officially finished out my second book. Look at me! 2 books, 2 days. I am so proud of myself. I actually, I enjoyed this, but I don't think I loved it nearly as much as the first book, The Right Swipe. This was just very slow burn. Very slow burn. It also had a lot heavier side topics than I was anticipating. Yeah, both of these main characters had very difficult pasts, which were influential in how they handled their relationship when it was still bodyguard and client in comparison to what they wanted. I think it was very well written, very realistic. The mental health rep throughout this was very strong, but I just had a hard time becoming invested in the relationship. I think because it was so slow moving, I was more invested in both of their side plots that they had, and each of them handling situations from their past which affected their mental health. I was really on top of that, the family drama that takes place with the male character. Actually, I guess there's also some family drama with the female character as well. I do think 𝗖cie RH continued to just do fantastic casual diversity throughout this. I really did have such a fun time with the plot. It was just the relationship was not nearly as strong as I want in a romance book. I don't even think they kissed until maybe 60% in. Nah, maybe not quite that far, but at least 50%. It was a good while. Even once they kissed, the both of them just got so in their head of oh my god, what if they don't want that? What if that's not what this was? And it was just seriously, just talk to each other. It's not that hard. You guys are such close friends. I understand fear of rejection, but come on. In terms of the bodyguard element though, I was all over that. I really appreciated that the male character was incredibly protective. He was very sweet. He kind of had that strong silent type thing going on, except whenever it came to our female love interest. I appreciated that they were so close and had known each other for so long that he felt comfortable with her above most other people to open up to. But even in that situation, he still had a hard time opening up, and I was very glad that that did eventually get acknowledged at the end of the book, because I was really worried it just was never going to come up, and I was like, that's not healthy. He's better with her, but he's still not great. In terms of spice level here, I think I go with a 3 chili pepper. I feel like the spice in the first one was a little spicier. The smut was just a little bit kicked up, whereas this one, it was still there, but I don't know, it was more sweet that they finally were taking liberties with one another and taking the leap into this relationship. That was cute. I also appreciated that given the fact these two characters have known each other for so long, it actually felt like that in their interactions. It seemed like they really did have a history with one another, not like 𝗖cie RH was just telling us they had a history with one another. So my first bodyguard romance, not amazing. I definitely would be down for more of these, so if you have bodyguard romances, give me some recommendations in the comments. Okay, now let me get my screen recording up so we can jump in to the third book. I don't know what exactly happened, but for some reason we got a new wheel, so that's interesting. Colors are a little different, a little funkier. Very pink. This is not important. So let's take a spin and see what my next book is going to be. Oh, okay. Okay, thankfully I have a sports book picked out. The only downside is I can't do it in audiobook format because it's an e-arc.
So for this one, I'm going to be doing Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. This is, like I said, an arc I received from NetGalley, and I believe this is a fake dating scenario between these two people, one of which used to be a big name sports professional, however now he owns a bakery, and then the female main character was the winner on some kind of a love reality show akin to The Bachelor, but she actually ended up turning the guy down at the very end. Because of that, she has gained quite a lot of hate on the internet, and I don't know why the two of them decided to start fake dating for some reason. I think it might have something to do with getting his bakery publicity and maybe trying to showcase why she turned down the guy for the proposal. I'm not really sure. That wasn't a great explanation. Let's see if we can get a page count. Obviously it's on ebook, so I don't have actual pages, but it gives me a little bit of an idea. Well, the paperback would be 336 pages, so that's a bit shorter than the last two we've had so far. That makes me happy. That makes me hopeful that I can probably finish this by tomorrow and maybe work in one more book. That would be amazing if I could get 4 books down in one weekend. Okay, so this was an update. I am probably gonna go take a shower before I hop in to Fake It Till You Bake It. I'll see you guys whenever that is. Hi friends, so it has been a hot minute since I've updated this vlog because it is 8:30 on Sunday. Technically, the readathon is supposed to be ending today. Josh came over yesterday at about 4 o'clock, and honestly, since he's been here, I pretty much just haven't read anything. Both of us had a pretty rough week, and so we kind of just spent the day doing like whatever it was we wanted and being super lazy. That's pretty much all we did, so I kind of canceled like Saturday for myself when it came to the readathon. I haven't read anything from yesterday at 4 o'clock to today at 4 o'clock. However, since he's been gone, I've hit the 50% mark into Fake It Till You Bake It. I am enjoying this. I think my issue thus far is I feel like the two characters have chemistry and there's definitely something between them, but I don't know if it's just lust related. I don't feel terribly convinced in an actual relationship building between them. There's little things here and there that I do think showcases that they have feelings for one another more than just wanting to get into each other's pants, but they're not as strong as I would like. Each of the main characters do have their struggles that they're dealing with. Our female main character is kind of flighty. She definitely struggles with her self-esteem, particularly when it comes to her intelligence because of her experience with her parents constantly berating her for never being good enough. She basically gives up after one little thing goes wrong, and that's been pretty true with her experience in the bakery as well. She gets the job at the cupcakery because Donovan, who is also a professional football player on top of owning this cupcake business, plays for this team which is actually owned by Jada's grandmother. The grandmother kind of finagles her way with Donovan for him to take Jada on as a employee for a short amount of time, basically just enough for the grandmother to feel that Jada has actually grown up, a little bit more responsible, can actually take care of herself. And once that is proved to the grandmother, she will allow Jada to have her trust fund. Yeah, Jada's basically just like trying to stick it out as best she can, but at the same time, she's having to deal with the whole drama of the Bachelor like TV show, and she gets tons of hate from all of the fans because she turned down Dr. John, who was like this total dreamboat. She just did not feel like he was perfect for her, and she ended up using the excuse that she couldn't get somebody from back home out of her head. Of course, a reporter ends up coming into the bakery one day, seeing Jada, tries to interview her, and even though Jada is attempting to push the woman off, Donovan gets involved, and Jada is basically like, "This is my boyfriend now. I'm working in his shop." Donovan is not happy about it, but initially he just agrees. But of course, after word gets out, the cupcakery sees a boom in business, which Donovan has been desperately needing because the company has been in the red for quite a while now. So naturally, the fake dating element is definitely going to get stretched out. Jada is now taking a bigger role in the cupcakery business. She is trying to help them host events and things like that, which I really enjoy that element of the story. Actually, I like Jada finally finding something she's passionate about and wanting to help out at the company. Initially, Jada did kind of rub me the wrong way, but I'm liking her more and more as the story progresses. She definitely talks too much and her mouth gets her in trouble a lot, which I can kind of relate to that. Initially, because of it, she was also annoying, but then I realized she just sometimes speaks before she thinks, and I feel that, girl. I understand that. On the opposite side with Donovan, I did initially prefer his perspective. I don't know, since Jada's won me over, I actually don't really care about his perspective as much anymore. Right now, I would just prefer if everything was in Jada's perspective and if the main side plot was around her trying to find her confidence, find something she's passionate about, find something she enjoys. This is weird. It's like the exact opposite of my issue that I've had with other romance books in the past, namely Queerly Beloved, So We Meet Again, and Loathe at First Sight. Those ended up telling me they were romance books and then feeling more like a women's fiction, and I was angry about it, but this one tells me it's a romance book, has women's fiction elements, and I prefer the women fiction elements. Anyway, like I said, it's 8:30. I'm going to continue reading tonight. I'm probably gonna have to crash at around midnight because I work tomorrow.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away, but I've known you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Hey friends, I finished 3 books between these 2 and then my arc. My last book, unfortunately, ended up being a little bit of a disappointment. I enjoyed it, it just was not nearly as impactful as the previous 2. I think both of these just handled like the more serious topics a lot better than Fake It Till You Bake It did, which is a shame. And then in terms of outside plot, apart from the romance, felt as though it had no stakes in this one, and anytime there would be a bump in the road, an additional conflict would come up, it'd be solved in like a chapter. In the end, I ended up really enjoying the main character, the female main character, the most. I think she had a fantastic arc throughout the story. I really appreciated her acceptance of her dyslexia, and because of that, finding the motivation to become a more responsible adult and just a better person on the whole. As for the romance elements, it had a cute meet ugly at the beginning. That's like the opposite of a meet cute. However, it seems like both of the main characters were instantly attracted to one another, and it never felt like we had enough development in the chemistry between the 2 of them to equate with the amount of lust they were feeling for one another. So by the end of the book, it didn't seem like this was a basis for a strong relationship. Instead, possibly a good friends with benefits scenario. That's a shame. So in the end, I just was never totally convinced by the romance. I liked the baking element. Like I said, I really enjoyed the development of Jada's character. Overall, this was kind of a unfortunate note to end on. I would love to get in another romance book this month. I don't know if that's gonna happen. No, it has to. I have another romance book on my TBR. So yes, I have to get at least one more read. Check out my wrap up whenever that gets posted to see if I actually managed to. Oh shoot, I forgot my journal, which has all my final notes. Okay, so like I showed before, here was my little spread that I had for my possibilities. I checkmarked the 3 books I read, and then I also checked for the prompts that I read. So I had sports, fake dating, and bodyguard. Across the board, I read 1,120 pages. That broke down to 112 pages on Thursday, 485 on Friday, 271 on Saturday, and then 252 on Sunday. Honestly, I'm really impressed with myself that I read that much. My average rating for all of these books was 3.83 stars. In the end, this did not quite constitute 72 hours, maybe more like 56. Thank you so much to the hosts of this readathon. I had so much fun, and I really hope you guys do this again. As for all of you guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials linked in the description if you're interested in keeping up with what I am reading. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!